So for any of our students that are looking to work in the civil service or to apply for any of the internships, summer placement or graduate schemes, what are your sort of top 3 hints or tips for those people?
Ooh, that is a very good question. That is a very good question. I would say a tip that I would give. Now, the civil service is a very wide organisation, so I think sometimes there can be the belief that you have to really hone down on your wants and exactly what you want to get out of, get out of a career within the civil service. And I'd say don't put that pressure on yourself. It doesn't need to be there. I think because the civil service is very wide in the roles that it delivers, in the departments that it has, feel free to be a bit more generic, be a bit more generalist in your approach to thinking about what you want to do. And you might have a really big specialism in mind, and if you do, I think that's fantastic as well. That is a good sort of path, I think, to go down. But equally, don't necessarily box yourself off into a corner based upon, say, a specific interest or a specific area, and think that's it. Because trust me, you will be able to expand massively within the civil service because there's so much to get involved in. So I'd say that would be one thing, just as a bit of well-being, I suppose, and not to worry yourself about it. I suppose the second top tip that I would give would be referring to these civil service blogs that I talked about earlier. There are blogs from people who have done the internships. There are blogs from people who have done the fast stream, and they do offer really good sort of personalised stories into how they did whilst going through the application process, what things to look out for. So I'd say that is a good thing, just to make sure you've got that information with you. Again, just to help you in terms of readiness as you go forward into it. And I suppose the third top tip that I would give, and it might be a bit of a tough one, or it might not be as useful as some people would think, but the fast stream and the internships, they have an application process, and you might not necessarily get through on your first time. I don't think anybody would set that false expectation that you might get in on your first attempt. It's not there. It's not going to go away, sorry. It's going to be there forever, and you can try multiple times to apply for these things. So if you say in your first year apply for one of the internships, and for whatever reason, you don't get through, it's still going to be there in the second year. Use that opportunity to develop yourself, to take the skills in from either your course or from the extracurricular activities that we talked about earlier. Get that information in, get those skills in. Look, always give feedback as to why you may not have got onto an internship or onto the fast stream. Use that feedback and use the things around you, either at university, in your job, family life, whatever it is. Just make sure you take that in and know that, listen, if you don't get on the first time, it doesn't matter. There's always a second time, a seventh time, there's plenty of times you can have a go. So I suppose those are sort of top 3 tips that I would give for any students thinking about internships or the fast stream itself.